So an MPD can protect you from electromagnetic radiation, EMF, or even an electromagnetic pulse, PEM. This video is created to demonstrate the effects of Metayantra pranic devices, BPM, on living organisms and their use as protection against EMF electromagnetic radiation. Also as a response to certain affirmations declaring that Orgone energy of Wilhelm Reich or pranic energy doesn't work for that purpose. To make this experiment we will use 3 elements: a plasma lamp or Tesla lamp, LED lights, and a Metayantra pranic device. The Tesla lamp is a crystal sphere filled with non-reactive gases such as helium, neon, or krypton. In the center, inside that crystal sphere, there's an electrode connected to a Tesla coil, or a high voltage generator that generates an alternate current of high frequency and high voltage. What is a Tesla coil? A Tesla coil is a resonant transformer composed of some resonant inductive circuits coupled up that transform the direct current with the help of a transistor into an alternate current, and thanks to its arrangement of coils, a low voltage of high current in a high voltage of low current. When we power on the lamp, the electrical energy goes to the electrode and from there to the gases that surround it. The current charges the gas atoms and simultaneously causes light emissions that look between pink and blue, and sometimes green, creating what is known as the fourth state of the matter, the plasma. The filaments that can be seen within the sphere are created because electrons try to escape from the central electrode through the crystal. That's why they jump randomly to the surface. If you put your hand on the sphere, the electrons will try to escape through your skin. It was invented by Nikola Tesla after his experiments with high-frequency currents in a crystal vacuum tube to investigate the high voltage phenomenon. Tesla called this invention inner gas discharge tube. How does it work? Considering the Faraday experiment, a coil through which circulates an alternating current owns an alternating magnetic field and a voltage. When placing another coil of different laps, the following relationship is generated. The number of laps of the first coil between the number of turns of the second coil is equal to the voltage of the first coil. Between the voltage of the second coil, we must consider that the power of both coils in an ideal environment is the same. The power 1 is equal to the power 2. Of course, we always have to consider a small loss of power into heat, but it is minimal. Knowing that the power is equal to the current by the voltage, and current 1 by voltage 1 consequently, equals current 2 by voltage 2, then current 2 is equal to current 1 by voltage 1 between voltage 2. For example, in this Tesla lamp, we have an input voltage of 5 volts, and an input current of 2 amperes. The output of the rays is 300,000 volts at 0.003 amperes. A very small current to be able to turn on the LED. The LED light that we are using is an ultra-blue LED of 1500 MCD and needs at least 20 milliamperes to be able to turn on completely. An electric transformer consists of 2 coils of a different number of turns, N1 and N2 are the number of turns, with an alternating current that generates a voltage in them, V1, V2. The relationship between these coils and the voltages is as follows. The number of turns of coil 1 between the number of turns of coil 2 is equal to voltage 1 between voltage 2. Then the voltage 2, which is the output voltage, equals the voltage 1 by the number of turns of the coil 2 between the number of turns of the coil 1. In this case, we have 1 turn in the coil 1 and 60 turns in coil 2, an input voltage of 5 volts, and a current of 2 amperes, which corresponds to a normal cell phone charger. Then voltage 2 is equal at 60 laps on coil 2, between a turn of the coil 1 by 5 volts. The output voltage 2 is 300 megavolts now. In the transformer the power 1 equals to power 2. That is current 1 by voltage 1 equals current 2 by voltage 2. Then from here, we can get the current 2 equals 2A by 5 volts between 300 volts, which gives 0.003000 milliamperes. The third element is the Metayantra pranic device with a coil of 240 turns in the geometry of 21 points, with citrine as regulating quartz. The coil is completely encapsulated in resin. Dielectric component is not in direct contact with the Tesla lamp, so it occurring a second magnetic induction to turn on the LED. The electrons emitted by the coil of Tesla inside the lamp try to escape from it, find the Metayantra coil, and are induced in a biomagnetic current that makes the travel in the whole coil accelerating by converting 0.0003 milliamperes to at least 20 milliamperes and reducing considerably the electric field measured in volts, proving its capacity and effectiveness in the magnetic induction of any EMF electromagnetic field that could be in the environment. Magnetic induction test of the Metayantra pranic devices. This is a device with a coil of 21 points just like the ones you find on our website, with the only difference that this one has the tip of the coil exposed outside the resin, only to be able to show the effect of magnetic induction. The magnetic induction is always happening inside the device. I'll shut down the light a little so you can appreciate the effect. What we are going to see is the difference current that generates the lamp itself and the current generated from the same source, the lamp, but with the help of the Metayantra coil. By placing the LED directly on the lamp, we can see that there is a flow of electrons. If I move the LED, the beam of light moves. However, when placing it in the coil, it lights up much more intensely. You will also hear interference in the audio every time the LED turns on. This is due to a small electromagnetic pulse, PEM, that is being generated due to the flow of electrons. Also, if look at the beam of light below the lamp has a pattern. It has an order, and the turn is one way. That is the harmonization that the pranic devices do on the EMF electromagnetic field. EMF conclusions. The electrical component of the electromagnetic fields in the environment, natural and artificial, are exponentially reduced by inducing current in the coil. The current in the coil is regulated by quartz in the inside of the DPM, which is encapsulated in an organic polymer resin and, thanks to its capacity as a polymer, to restructure its molecular arrangement. All the DPM has the same vibration, the vibration of the natural quartz used. This current generates a magnetic oscillating field that creates signals that are received by the heart and nervous system. The natural oscillating signal of quartz. This means we have exponentially increased quartz properties. When we did the LED test by connecting it to the Metayantra coil, we observed that it was generated an electromagnetic pulse through a low input power of just 0.01 watts. Applying the universal law of physical reversibility that says that any system that goes through a series of actions can perform the exact inverse process, we can assure that if there is high-intensity electromagnetic radiation on the environment, the DPM can reduce its power to only 0.01 watts, even when the radiation that we have around never would become so intense as to create an electromagnetic pulse, EMP. So a DPM can protect you from the electromagnetic radiation and even an electromagnetic pulse. An electromagnetic pulse is an emission of high electromagnetic radiation intensity in a short time, like the one generated by the atomic bomb. We will continue doing tests and demonstrating the effectiveness of pranic devices by Metayantra. Do not forget to follow us, subscribe to the channel, and activate notifications. Thanks for watching this video, and we are looking forward to seeing you soon.